So this is a big start list for this afternoon's program. On page 2, as we see it, it's Gyor Vittor from Italy, Russell Smith from Great Britain, Sato Ued from Japan, Caceres Ratto from Argentina, Rask Moretti, Denmark, Boris Erdely, Hungary, Salye Pelli, Hungary, Iglesias Rodriguez Aliaga, Spain, Zafril Jada, Czech Republic, or Czechia, and Pedersen and Knudsen from Denmark. At the top of the screen, Dos Santos Sosa, Portugal, Vasquez, Lenin, and Lopez Gonzalez, Spain, Young and Johnson, Australia, McGregor, Hart, South Africa, Britsky, Vladichuk, Ukraine, Kafa, Argentina, Hindaluv, Karakolev, Bulgaria, and Toma and Bundela from India. The first page, as they came on, was Kitele and Villa from France, Paufler, Germany, Vold, Norway, Toma and Sharma, India, Romalio and Pimenta, Portugal, Lindberg, Nathal from Sweden, Decker, Tilinda from Netherlands, Cook and Notten from South Africa, Enoch and Johnson, Great Britain, Harrington Gates, Australia, and Vittor and Gyor from Italy. That's your lineup. It's the last event of the program. K2 senior men, 29.2 kilometers, and they're lining up.
And it will offer us a lot of excitement for sure. Your favourites really have to come. Local favourites, Boros and Erdely, but you can't ignore Salye and Pelli, who both raced K1 yesterday and did a good job in doing that. McGregor and Hart.
This is going to be an interesting combination. McGregor has the experience, Hart is young, he's just moved out of under 23. He got himself a medal last year in under 23. You know, when you're young like that, you have that fire in your belly.
And you've got experience with McGregor. Then you've got Romalo and Pimenta, possibly pre-race favourites. They've got a combination of great endurance and top-end speed. Then, of course, Pedersen and Knudsen. If it was 2 individual K1 time trials, they would be the winners for sure. But how they team up in the double, Pedersen was in the back of his K2 last year and frankly looked like an amateur. But he's in the front this year and hopefully, well, it can't be worse. So it has to be better.
They have another year of experience between them. They might have ironed out the problems.
He wasn't with Knudsen last year. I can't remember who he's with. But it was, less said the better. But I did see them practicing this morning or warming up this morning, and they look pretty good. And then there's all the outsiders who will certainly be in the mix. Still a while till they're all on the pontoon. Close to us, just about to get on the pontoon, is Romalo and Pimenta, both in yellow caps, so they're easy to spot. They're going to be 5 up rather, from this side. France next to them, Vieira and Catel, they will also be pretty good. Lindberg and Nathal. Yeah, this is a big start line. 28
K2s on the start list. That is the formation. They go in
56 angry men.
Orderly fashion over here to try and get the boats lined up in the right order without boats reversing into each other.
That's the most recent boat on the line. They're going to be there. You know they're not going to give anything up. And they'll be picking off pieces as they go. Look at that for a start line.
The last boat
does look impressive.
France. Yeah, that looks impressive. We're in for a great afternoon of racing here.
So from France on the left to India on the right,
and
they're
here
all
they go,
away.
the last race,
and all the way cleanly. Hungary first to show. France on this side. The yellow hats of Romalo and Pimenta. They're not having it all their own way, that's for sure. There's a red boat in the middle there. We'll try and give you names as and when we can.
That's a big start. You almost have 3 boats charging ahead.
Tight on that bottom right with that red boat on the pontoon. They did miss it though. 3 boats ahead. The white boat on the left is Pimenta and Romalo. They're going to make their way. Japan already in. Didn't see that from the over overhead shot.
That'll probably be Sato and Uid from Japan, unfortunately in the water. But still 3 boats fighting to take the lead.
Romalo, Pimenta, Caceres and Rato, Boros and Erdeli. Boros and Erdeli is the Argentinians in the red boat. Boros and Erdeli to the right of the leaders now, and Smith and Russell to the left. Coming up the right side in the red boat, I'm not sure who they are, but they failed in their attempt.
That's Pedersen and...
Oh, it is as well. That's nice. They're in a red boat. We can easily identify them. Pedersen, Knudsen tried to come round the Spaniards, but they weren't having it. So lots of empty space in the back of that group at the moment.
It probably does mean that they need to slow their boat to bring it back into that V setup, and they haven't been able to do that. Nobody wants to slow their boats down, but this turn at the bottom is definitely going to
chaos,
yeah, it's going to be chaos.
So Romalo, Pimenta, Boros, Erdeli, Smith, Russell, Lopez and Lenin from Spain, Caceres and Rato from Argentina. Actually, they're pretty much all still there, aren't they? So this first bend, we got Boros to the right of the yellow hats of Portugal. It's going to be tight. Here we go. It's all in.
Sharp turn from Portugal there.
Hungary made it round. The Argentinians made it round. Spaniards in trouble. The Danes in the red boat there in trouble. And Pedersen does not like it being busy around him. I'm pretty sure of that.
He did use the concrete wall a little bit in his favour to move his boat around, but now he needs to interval. You can see him in the background with McGregor and Hart from South Africa also trying to regroup.
Look at that.
The boats were pushed wide, as we saw in the beginning of all the other K2 races. When there were so many boats, they get pushed quite wide towards those boats on the far side. But as they regroup and come into the calmer water, we'll see what happens.
See the red boat of Pedersen coming up the right-hand side of the group. He's made contact with the front group. There's not a lot of options for him when he gets there. He's just going to have to stay on the outside. Ending up as a two boats wide. Argentina, the front red boat. Denmark, the second red boat in that line. I imagine there's quite a lot of motivation in that group not to let the red boat of the Danes get in front. Hungary holding off Great Britain. That's a fair old challenge. There's contact.
Yeah, that was a big
You do
interval.
not want contact with Boros. Boros is just absolutely bulletproof on contact.
Volts choosing to stay out of the action a little bit on the side there. Pedersen trying again with Knudsen in the red boat coming around the other side now, putting in an interval.
High intensity, isn't it? Very high intensity. Cellier there with the orange drink bag around his neck. He's doing a good job again today.
And then just behind is Moretti and Rask from Denmark as well.
And we've got another tight turn coming in just a minute or so. Argentinians doing well. Caceres and Rato. Cellier, Pelli sitting just outside their teammates of Boros and Erdeli. This turn is going to be quite something.
They've taken it
very wide.
So that was really good from Romalio's a well-experienced marathon racer. Pimenta just needing to give the power. That was a good
McGregor
directional
going
option.
through with Hart there. French and Lindbergh back.
That's
Trying to see them. Palflers maybe.
Second South African crew of Cook and Naughton in the red boat too.
Now there's a little window of opportunity for Pedersen to get into that front group.
Some more intervals here. This is critical to see who doesn't lose contact at this stage of the early parts of the race.
I do know that Romalo and Pimenta will be happy to go off on their own if they get that opportunity. Talking to their coach earlier today. So they're happy to run if the opportunity arises, but they've got company. So Romalo and Pimenta, Boros and Erdeli, Caceres and Rato, Pedersen, Knudsen, Cellier and Pelli. That's the top 5. just behind Selye and Pele, Smith and Russell, and behind them Lopez and Vasquez from Spain. All in, regrouping.
And then quite a few boats at the back. They're putting in some intervals to try and regroup as well. That's the Volt brothers with the white caps on. McGregor and Hart still in on the side there, trying to grab hold of a V-wash.
Red boat of Argentina looking strong on the left of your shot.
There's a lot going on still.
There is. It's busy. Very busy. Pedersen in the V, that lead V behind Boros, but it won't be a lead V for long because Boros will clamp the Argentinians, yep, against the side. Everyone has to drop back one place. I think those two boats at the front, they are your main players. Pedersen coming up, no, he didn't make it, up the left. Gave it a try, didn't quite get there. Hungary, Portugal, Argentina, Denmark. Hungary with Selye and Pele at the back of that group.
So that's a group of 5 going around the bottom turn, but only a tiny gap to another 4 boats.
Which is Spain, Great Britain, South Africa with McGregor and Hart, and then Moretti and Rask. All quality boats. And it's the Spaniards making a break, trying to get in contact. They've got to get to the back of that red boat, which is Pedersen, and they're going to make it and bring the others with them. So we're back up to a 9-boat front group. It's Moretti and Rask struggling at the back of that 9, but he's just ducking inside the other white boat of, I think that's McGregor actually. So no portage obviously on this lap, just straight up to the top turn. Spaniards who did that catch up now choosing to come around the outside of the group. It's a bold move, it's quite hard, but the waves are bigger in K2. Moretti and Rask interesting in the back of that boat. That doesn't make sense to me.
Perhaps because Rask has been paddling more in the sprint course side for this season. Moretti's been doing some of the marathon races back home.
That group being stretched, those last 3 looking very vulnerable. That's Smith and Russell, McGregor, Hart, and Moretti and Rask. It's not easy, but they've made it back again. Round come the Argentinians this time. Tracking them are the Hungarians, Selye and Pele. Everyone else moves up 1 slot into the waves that are created as they go wide. Good move from Selye. He would have been knocked back another rung down that ladder. Just held off the Argentinians. Up the inside come Rask and Moretti. And McGregor trying to hold them off.
This is an interesting move now, especially as they come through the finish tower in front of us, because it narrows a little bit.
How many times have we seen Boros and McGregor come to a very close quarters action? And Moretti and Rask all over the place now. I don't know if they haven't lost their steering, but they were a little bit muddled there. So a window of opportunity opened up for Moretti and Rask to come as if they were going to go into the portage and just sneak up the inside. You don't really do that to McGregor because he's not stupid and he's going to close that door, which he did. And then it all got a bit tight because he had to speed up to do that. And Boros thought he was trying to come up. He wasn't, he was just trying to hold the others off. And yeah, all fun and games, but it's all settled again now.
It created some good action right in front of the crowd.
It most certainly did. So let's give you a recap then. We've got Portugal at the front, Denmark with Pedersen to their right as we look at it, and Boros to their left as we look at it. We'll just drift off to a ceremony for the K2 women, and we'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for senior women in kayak pairs long distance. The medals are presented by Mr. Zoltán Nagy, Deputy CEO of Granite Bank, accompanied by Mr. José Andrés Román Mangas, team leader of Spain. In 2025 in Gyor, the ICF Canoe Marathon World Championships, bronze medalists, bronzérmesek, Sinkó Panna, Csépe Panna, Magyarország, Hungary. Silver medalists, ezüstérmesek, Serafin Zsófia, Kiszli Vanda, Magyarország, Hungary. Gold medalists and Canoe Marathon World Champions, Tania Fernandez, Tania Alvarez, representing Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
So as the ceremony went on, the guys are just taking that
Gratulálunk.
sharp right down into the island. It's all been changing up, but no real breaks have been made.
The only change that we can add there is it's
So-
now a group of 10.
Yeah, we had the addition of the young Portuguese Sousa and Dos Santos, but now things are splitting up around that corner. Romalo and Pimenta really putting it into the group now. There's a concerted effort, it looks like, and it looks to me like Smith and Russell are struggling at the back of that group. So here's our visuals. That's Pimenta at the front. Three boats there, Boros, Adeli and Pedersen Knudsen. Then behind them, the Spaniards, Aliaga and Iglesias, or Rodriguez. Then McGregor and Hart, then Moretti, Raag, Cellier, Pelli, Lopez, Vasquez, Caceres and Rato, Sousa Dos Santos, and Russell and Smith. Boros taking it at the moment. It's high speed still. McGregor, Hart at the back of that group, just ahead of Moretti and Rask. The tail enders look very vulnerable in that group now. That's that front four, then five struggling, it looks like, to make genuine contact is McGregor and Hart. They'll be all right if they can get around that next corner. Hanging on to them is Cellier and Pelli. So here comes Boros. See how they take the turn. They're staying wide on the entrance to the turn. Round they go. Nicely done. Spain, South Africa, Hungary, Denmark, Spain again, Argentina. No one else really in this group now. Still Boros leading. His win here 10 years ago was one of the big finishes in history.
Yeah, that was exciting. It came
To-
into
yeah,
the last
to
portage.
overtake McGregor. That was a phenomenal finish.
He was paddling with Mocha at the time, Jasper Mocha.
And it was Boros and Salty. And this is now Group 2, led by Russell and Smith, Sousa and Dos Santos with them closest to camera. On the far side, the other South Africans with Cook and
Cook and Norton.
Norton.
So that's a group of 3 as we see it, a group of 6 as we see it in the front group. Portugal from Hungary, from Denmark, South Africa in the back, Spain in the back.
So I was just looking through our highlighted people. We highlight quite a lot of people. It covers all bases that way. But the ones we haven't seen at all, the Pauflers, have never really featured in this top group. Moretti and Ras just getting back in contact there. Argentinians in the red boat, they've been isolated a little bit. They're just behind Spain of Lopez and Vasquez. And here's the next chase group. Well, I'll call it a chase group. Is a bit ambitious at this stage. It's Smith and Russell, Cook and Norton, Sousa, dos Santos, Voldenwald, Pauflers are in this one, Vieira and Catel from France, and Caffa from Argentina. I missed several, and Yehoda from Czechia. Lead group round the bottom turn for the second time. This time we're coming in for a portage.
This will be pretty intense if all 7 of these boats stay together for this first portage. Actually, the put-in is a little bit more critical at this stage because they come out smoothly, they manage to get enough water.
I think it's just the angle of that fence pushes you to an angle that is wrong for getting in. So you aim for the corner of the fence, and everyone's aiming for that same corner.
Yeah, and then there's not enough space for everyone to get in.
There's going to be a lot of people. 10 boats, 20 people. It's going to be busy. It will be Portugal who get out first. They're going to hold that position all the way to the turn. There's no way they're giving the turn, the portage. There's no way they're giving that position up. At the back of that group is the Argentinians, who are hoping just to maintain contact until that portage, and they will be able to pick up a couple of the people who haven't had a clean entrance or exit from that portage. They should get back there if they stay where they are now.
That would be in their best interest to try and get there just before the portage so that they're within contact. As they come under.
Dukes of Hazzard going over the bridge there.
Oh yes. We have some great shots here from the drone footage here in Gyor, Hungary. Only 5 meters to the Argentinians trying to get back up, so they for sure will.
They'll be okay after the portage. They'll be with whoever comes out at the back end. It's just whether there's a split in that group in front of them.
Portage 1 of the K2 senior men, total kilometers of 29.2 kilometers. It's important for all of these crews to have flawless portages at this stage of the race. Any small mistake is going to cost them a little bit, but we have seen that the group has regrouped to this size again, even if there's been a small gap in the middle.
9 boats. McGregor, one of the best thinkers in these busy situations, coming into a portage way down a group. You often see him make progress through the group during a portage.
Couple meters.
Here we go. Game on. Romalo, Pimenta. First to rise. Sellier and Pelli out. There's McGregor.
Denmark's lying 3rd in the portage. Hungary 4th.
Hungary in. It was Boros who introduced the slick portage at this very venue. Here's the busy corner. That's tough.
Yeah, this is
that
not
is
ideal.
Tough.
There's a boat
There's
going
nowhere
skew.
for McGregor to go.
Yeah, the Spanish are
The
messing
Spanish
that one up.
put their boat over the top of them. We've got a swimmer, which could be the Hungarians. Is it Pelli and Sellier?
That was a bit unfortunate.
That is
them.
unfortunate. We'll get replay because I didn't even see how that happened.
Yeah, I think we were watching the other crew. They being caught by the chasers at this stage with South Africa's Naughton and Cook in the red boat.
That's a nice lift up to the lead group, but the lead group now, the 3 big players, I think. These are the 3 big guns.
They were the first 3 out, first 3 in, and then that little bit of chaos.
And there's 3 boats here that are very motivated to make this gap stick. And I think this is it. This is your 3 away. No one's closing that gap on these 3. We'll have a whole lap at high speed for sure. And that gap's going to open and open. I feel bad for Pelli and Sellier. They were the 4th boat out.
Yeah, they really were. They were in a good place. They just
we'll
put
see
it in.
On the replay, if we get a replay, where they actually put their boat in.
I think they got swallowed by the other boats coming in. So they were ready to go, and then another
just
boat
came over the top of them.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, the shape of that portage seems wrong at that end with the fence. Somehow it causes that pile up.
Yeah, we can see Denmark's Pedersen and Knudsen having much better turn at this stage, taking up the lead.
I think Boris moved out to let them come through because he knows that that is a proper lift to, well, you saw what Pedersen did yesterday, and he's very prepared to do it again today by the look of that.
Now, Boris and Adley definitely put in a good interval after that portage to bring the group up and start creating that gap. They didn't know what was happening behind them, but they do know that if they pulled away from that portage, they would be in a safer position.
They're all working hard there, though, on the side of Pedersen.
We know Pedersen and Knudsen can paddle at this high speed without
indefinitely.
slowing. Yeah, but now they're having a drinks break. The intensity of this race has been a little different until now.
Got Rask Moretti in the white boat in that chase group, just behind Vasquez and Lopez of Spain, just trying to make contact, which they're going to do around now. It's, yeah, everything's kicked off back there, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the chasing group.
Pelly and Sellier in the white boat, way back now. Just about to hit those orange buoys. Oh, we've moved on. Boros takes on the pull. There is huge motivation in this group just to keep this going.
It is in their best interest to make a break here if they can, after paddling in such a big group. They were at the front of this group at the takeout, these three boats. So they weren't too uncomfortable with the big group because they felt like they were in control. But for these three crews, if they can make a break and hold the rest of the paddlers off, then they're going to guarantee themselves a place on the podium.
They've gone, haven't they? They have gone. You wouldn't fancy closing down any one of those. Here we go. This is what we're... So Boros and Adeli, they're away and clear, as are the Portuguese and the red boat of Denmark. It's Sellier you want to watch. He's going to be fourth down into the water. So he should be okay, and that looks okay for them now. But then a whole heap of boats comes in on their right-hand side, and it's the boat of Spain that pushes them into the water, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right near the back. It actually pushed him right out.
Yeah, it just pushed him out of the boat completely.
So that could end up being, we'll see in what happens.
Yeah, it's the back of this grey boat. The Hungarians are already sat down.
Yeah.
And they, literally pushed.
There's nothing they could actually do there. They were pushed right into the water.
Desperately unlucky for them. This is going to be some race up the front here.
No, 100%. All three of these crews will be willing to pull. Yeah.
They all think they can win.
And there's no reason for them to slow down. When they change the leads, they're going to pull hard. They're not going to slow it down at all.
You can see how fast they're going by how far those two white boats are sat back on the wash of Sousa and Dos Santos.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to that crew, but they had got themselves back up to that group of 10.
That's Rui going in for the rudder.
Young crew from Portugal. Not great to see that in the beginning part of the race when they were in that front group again at a stage.
So you see Knudsen having to just paddle on the one side to get round there because the boat, the Portuguese, was where his paddle wants to be. There's no malice there. They know it's the practicality of getting round that turn, and everyone's okay with that. So Romalo using the red boat to get him round the turn. It's also helping the red boat of the Danes get round, and everyone's happy with that situation. This is going to be some cat and mouse race now.
Yeah, we're still in for an exciting afternoon. Pedersen and Knudsen know how to go ahead on their own. but the other two crews are just as strong, so it's going to be a race of 3. But Knudsen and Pedersen are definitely happier with the smaller group.
Any one of those boats could go alone, but not off the front of those 3.
They're going to mark each other. They'll keep sharing the leads.
Spain in the chase there. The 2 Spanish boats, the Argentinians, Denmark. Then it's a little gap back, I think, to Cellier. There's your lead 3. 3 very good K2s. Boros Adeli looking superb. Yeah, Cellier and Pellet are with that chase pack. McGregor just off the back of it, or just at the back of it rather than off the back. As are France with Vieira and Cattell.
And
then the next group.
And the second South African boat of Naughton and Cook also managed
the Volds have got a major problem there. They're paddling backwards to do what? I don't know. And now they're paddling on opposite sides.
Yeah, that's interesting. So obviously they hit something.
Yeah, something went wrong for them there. Somebody not having a great day on the riverbank there. Looks a little bit sad.
Or you could be trying to take a close-up picture. Oh no, it looks like he has a helmet on his head. Yeah. He looks like he's a cyclist.
Yeah, he's had a tough day.
Having a little breather watching the senior men's race.
So this strong group, but this group even stronger.
These are your leaders at this stage in the K2 senior men's race, led by Boris and Adli from Hungary. Pedersen and Knudsen from Denmark.
Away go the Danes again. Straight to their right as we see it come the Portuguese.
This is interesting that they're intervalling so much.
They just want to clear that group, don't they?
They're testing the group.
Cook and Naughton back in contention with McGregor and Hart. In this group, Argentinians also. Cellier and Pelly. McGregor there, and the French, Cattell. And back to the Palflers, Smith and Russell, Lindbergh.
And Nathal.
And then the Volds. We don't know what happened to them back there, but they stopped paddling and, yeah, literally had to stop the boat.
Yeah, maybe something did actually get stuck on their rudder, but marathon rudders not usually, so it's possibly something on their nose. This is your top 3 exiting the island loop again, just before they join the bigger part of the river. They've only completed 9 kilometers of their race so far.
They've done it quite quickly though.
Yeah, that has been fast.
34 minutes elapsed time for 9 and a bit kilometers. So Boros leads from Romalo, from Pedersen. Around that bottom turn as they come out of the island. This time it'll probably be Boros who leads all the way up that right-hand bank to the portage. No, the Portuguese want it, and Boros seems happy with that. Yep, very happy with that. No fight at all.
They can definitely make more comfortable portages now
Yeah.
for the rest of the race. But it'll be interesting to see if they test each other now for the next few portages to see who.
I mean, you'd have to be
does a
so
better
good
one.
to get away on these portages with cruisers this quality.
It's hard to know what Pedersen and Knudsen are thinking, just judging from their previous races. So I wouldn't take that out as an option at all. But they have only done one portage at this stage, so this will be their second portage when we see them come past the commentary tower again.
Portugal, Denmark and Hungary. Here goes Pedersen. Portuguese aren't going to have that unless they can't stop them. And this is, no, they're never going to make that.
This is an early interval, but
They're never going to make that.
Pedersen wants to take out first, but Portuguese boat are saying no.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought as soon as the Portuguese sped up and said no, they would back off, because what were you going to gain anyway?
We did see, though, Pedersen taking on Pimenta in the short course again and again. He didn't let up, so this is his tactic. That almost looked like a group of 4 in the chasing
Yeah, it did.
group.
It is a group of 4, and that is Spain, Hungary and Denmark. So here we go, portage number 2.
All 3 of these boats can stay together.
Denmark choosing to close Hungary out.
This is an interesting move.
Hungary coming round to the right as we see it.
Denmark did that because they wanted to come into the feeding zone.
No.
There's only portage 2. There's still a lot of
Portage 2 and a bit of showboating. That could backfire on you very, very quickly. I think Boris fan club there.
Yeah, he'll definitely have lots of fans here. This is where he's been training, his home club.
Spain, Hungary, Denmark coming through the drinks lane with Moretti and Rask. Argentinians in front of us in all sorts of trouble with a boat full of water.
South Africa,
France, Sweden, yeah. Germany, no Great Britain in that group, and they were with those before. France in, South Africa in, Argentina. South Africa running long.
Sweden away on the far side.
Did well for running long there, but coordination poor, getting back to the paddling.
And that would be Germany just at the back of the Paufler brothers.
Exciting times.
British boat coming through the portage now.
Through the drinks lane.
With a Norwegian boat doing a small empty.
You're going to be back with someone that Norwegians are pretty good to be back with.
Yeah, 100%.
You know they'll just be churning on.
But these are your leaders. Currently Hungary in the front, Denmark on the left, Portugal on your right.
Of the crews at the moment, the best backman looks to be Pimenta. So when things change, Pimenta and Romalo change as a unit. So the Hungarians coming into the portage there, and Adelier wasn't in sync with Boros. He was having his own ideas, not following Boros's ideas, and that gets really irritating as a front man. Backman's not quite in sync, and the same with Pedersen.
It is all about
Knudsen.
teamwork
Yeah.
in a race like this. We saw it with the Spanish earlier in the K2 senior women's race.
It's tiny margins. But if you're not both thinking the same thing at the same time, it gets very, very difficult.
There's definitely still races going on as we see all the K2s coming through. There's lots of urgency in a lot of these groups. A few groups have been broken up, but it's really good to see that everyone is still racing really hard. A top 10 in this event.
Palflas in the white hats there, fancying their chances of closing down those three boats in front of them.
Crowd going wild as I can see the Hungarian boats in the lead on the far side of us in the screen.
Hungarian K2, when they're just paddling like that, looks supreme. But it's in those difficult moments, the entrance to the portage, they were ragged, as were the Danes when they left.
Some good drone footage coming through of the leaders and the chasing groups.
There's Spain. Ah, so Spain got through that second portage without a penalty.
Yeah, I watched that. I didn't say anything, but I was watching quite closely to see if they pulled them off, and they didn't, so no penalty. Am I speaking too soon?
No, just inappropriate language. Right, so here we go. This is the chase group with Spain, Denmark, and Hungary. Then we go back to Vieira and Cattell, Lindbergh and Nathal, Cook and Notten, and the Palflas. Round the bottom corner for the third time. Hungarian K2 looks very good at this speed. Through comes the red boat of Denmark. Nothing like a high stroke rate to get your heart rate up. They're going for it.
That's how Pedersen often does it.
You wonder if Knudsen's comfortable at that sort of stroke rate. Hungarians and Denmark coming together there. Just a little inconvenience.
Yeah, a little bit of a clash
Just
on
coming
the concrete
into the
wall.
turn at too steep an angle. Cellier there. I mean, if anyone was happy with a medal yesterday, watching his smile at the end and his in disbelief almost that he'd got a medal yesterday.
He had such a smooth race though. Like he did put it in a few places where he was always in the right place.
Danish win here would be the first Danish K2 win since 1990.
So that will actually be quite exciting if they did.
Yeah.
But at this stage, they're up against Pimenta and Romaglio, who have been champions for the last 3 consecutive years. But they're not shy to give it a go. And we've also got Boris and Adli racing on home soil.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting.
As you can see behind the second row, there's quite huge. We saw them here in portage. On the Swedish Regrouping Matel. Right now in the picture, the leading group. By 5-6 minutes, and we see the next portage for the leading group.
So this is our chasing group of 4. Hungary, Denmark, Spain and Portugal.
Interestingly, back in 1990, the winner of that was Tor Nielsen with Lars Koch. Tor Nielsen now coaches Mads Pedersen. And the winner of the K1 that year, sitting to my left, Kalman Petrovic, doing the Hungarian commentary. Could reach him from here.
Ask him for a little bit of information
Yeah.
about that race.
These groups growing and shrinking. McGregor making his way back to that group before. That's a lot of weed on the front of your rudder. You just don't need it.
It actually looks like a leaf.
It is just a leaf, isn't it? But look at the plume of it's making. That's really annoying him. There it goes.
There we go.
See,
Shake
that's
it.
just a little ragged, isn't it? In the back. The back man rushes too much. When they're cruising, they're superb.
They still seem to be making it work for them. Boris is a well-experienced marathon paddler at this level with a few different partners, actually.
Yeah. He went through a whole phase where he would not start very fast and come through from the back of the race. And that,
And always had a very good, strong finish. And was up there.
Maritzburg, around that sort of era, he was always doing that. Right, so drifting around in the second group and then crawling his way back up. It's got to be an easier way, but he loved it. And now he's up the front from the beginning, as he was here 10 years ago.
Yeah, he's not leaving anything for chance at this stage.
With Salty. If you could get a win here today, in memory almost of that win, that was a fantastic win.
Yeah, that would be incredible. It's definitely hard to call the winner at this stage of the race, and it can easily go to any one of these 3 boats.
Portuguese will be happy to be taken out first. This time they're not going to be challenged by the Danes. The Danes are trapped in that 3rd position.
It'll be interesting to see what happens on this portage, because the Danes came in for drink on the last one. So maybe if 1 or 2 of those crews do now, that will put them in a better position on their put-in. But these guys are slick on their feeding zone as well.
Yeah. Chase groups going around the bottom turn there. Somebody turning right still. come up for portage number 3. Just about to go under the bridge. It's proper loud here this afternoon.
The crowd is definitely upping their decibels.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that you pick up on the TV, but it's pretty hectic here. Portugal, Hungary, Denmark.
All boats paddling really smoothly at the moment.
This is fairly soft for all of them at the minute. The Hungarians are much calmer than the Danes, I think. They're not going to force any issues.
Yeah, Boris is well experienced with lots of portages at this level of racing in the K2.
Romalo, Pimenta leading into the portage again. Hungary to their right, Denmark in the back. No real change of pace into that portage, just enough to make sure nothing changed. All 3 boats up and away. Yeah, and this is fairly tame, isn't it?
Denmark actually choosing to move around on the outside there.
Away they go. Fairly straightforward portage, no changes. In come the Spaniards, 1 and 2. That's Lopez and Vasquez, Rodriguez and Aliaga.
All going into the feeding zone. Other 2 boats, it's Denmark, Moretti and Rask, and Celia and Pele from Hungary.
French just behind that. Oh, Vilea and Cattell.
With the South African red boat of Cook and Naughton.
Lindbergh also there. Romalo and Pimenta in the smooth water up at the front. Checking off the laps. Through go Hungary.
Showing France as a really quick portage there that we saw. They did run fast.
Go Denmark. It's a long drop round for the Portuguese this time. They didn't see that coming soon enough. And the Hungarians instead have dropped round the other side. So a well-managed group still.
This is showing a little bit more intent from Denmark though. Coming down for the long stretch. This is the stroke rate we saw from Pedersen yesterday.
I think Knudsen's looking happy, comfortable with that stroke rate.
Hard to say. He's really strong and powerful. He showed us in his under-23 race.
Compare it to Pimenta there.
Yeah, Pimenta's definitely looking more relaxed.
He's got low shoulders, low hands.
Yeah.
He's not stressed at all there.
Yeah, they're sitting on the wash and he's relaxed in the back.
If they're doing that much work and you're comfortable with that, the balance of power shifts towards you quite quickly. Argentina, Czech, Great Britain, running through the portage now. That's Kappa, Enoch Johnson, Zavrel and Yehoda. And I think the Italians just in front of them, Vitor and Ferliojoy. Straight away, Boros responds to the paddles going down. They're not losing any average speed on these changeovers at the moment. And you can see why. It's a fairly mean group chasing them down. We're probably halfway, 15k into it. 15, well, just over half, isn't it? 15k into 29, just over halfway. France at the back of that group looking a bit vulnerable.
Almost looks as if they're going to regroup into a group of 7 nearly, except the South African crew of Naughton and Cook just off the back there.
And then from that group we go back to another group of Caceres and Ratto, McGregor and Hart. What we've got that, I mean, what I just bowled over really by the evolution or transformation of McGregor. I mean, this time 10 years ago, first was first, second was nothing. And to come through that and come and race knowing you're not going to win and tough that out, I find that truly admirable that he can make that transition.
It's incredible
as an athlete, as a person. And yeah, there was a time when the showboating coming through the porch used to really get my goat. I have to say, used to, not that you wish bad on anyone, but you just think, oh, I hope that comes back to haunt you. But it never did, and now he comes to these events confident, happy.
100%, he is still confident. He's paddling with a young paddler, Hart from South Africa.
I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, he's come up from under 23 last year, so he's giving the youngsters a chance at this high level. He's been great with the other juniors and youngsters in the South African team while he's been here, always helping. Interesting little look around here from the Portuguese paddlers.
Just seeing where the second group is, I think. Things calm at the front here. On a couple of laps where we're just covering distance, I don't think there's a lot going on other than just smoothing along. Everyone looks pretty happy.
Some words exchanged there between Boros and Pedersen, with a little bit of a smile, so some kind words.
Force that group round. It's going to get uncomfortable again. Halfler's at the back.
That's a tough turn with a big group of K2s always.
Unless you come into that super wide, which nobody will ever have the nerve to do because somebody will cut that corner.
Yeah, so you're better off just doing that, and then the other boats having to use the back of
the other boats to turn them.
Yeah.
Hungarians lead again from Portugal, from Denmark. So let's have a quick scroll through the positions as they stand. Hungary, Portugal, Denmark, then Spain, Hungary, Spain, Denmark, Sweden, South Africa, Germany, France, Argentina, South Africa, Norway in 14th, Great Britain 15th, Czech 16th, Italy 17, Argentina 18, Great Britain 19, Ukraine 20, Netherlands 21, Australia 22 and 23, then Bulgaria, and then Portugal, but we know they've stopped. So everyone else has stopped, which is the Indians, 2 Indian crews, Japanese and Portugal. Saw the Japanese swim early days. Portuguese stopped for a rudder change or rudder issue. Here we go, round that top turn. That gives you an idea of how tight it is, that top turn, doesn't it?
Yeah. It has shown a little bit of difficulty in the K2 races today.
Spain, Sweden, Denmark, Hungary, South Africa and Germany. Swedes coming up the inside, approaching. This is going to be difficult. They backed off sensibly, maybe a bit too late because they've caused a collision already.
Yeah, that's a big group to get around there.
Especially if you come in at 2 different angles like that. Yeah, that was a long shot at best, wasn't it? So Vasquez and Lopez leading. From their teammates, Aliaga and Rodriguez, Moretti and Rask, Lindberg and Nathal, Sellier and Pelly.
So in shot are your top 3 leading men in the K2 senior race. Total kilometers that they need to complete today is 29.2. They hour 3 into the race so far on lap 5.
So back in Denmark, always one of our biggest TV fans is Rennie Vesterborg Larsen. Always got some kind words for the racers on the track.
I'm quite sure that at this stage his favourites will be Denmark.
His favourites are Denmark. He's full of good information and non-partisan comment. Welcome to the afternoon, Rene. Sellier and Pelly just dangling off that group. This time it's Denmark. This is significant. Portugal trying to overtake them. Portugal desperately want to get to this. This is big. This is big. Portugal versus Denmark, and Portugal win. Now they'll close them out. There you go. Close them out on the corner of that pontoon. Still not over.
Yeah.
Close them out on the motorboat instead then. Now it's over.
that was quite a big move at that stage. Quite a burn for both those boats.
So that's 2 from 2 for Portugal against Denmark. Denmark closed in. In a way, that's just an egotistical battle where you just want to show how good you are. In another way, it puts Denmark 3rd out of the portage, which could say that people are still worried that they might run if they get to the front after a portage. And don't know, maybe just a statement of intent.
At this stage, any one of these boats can still take that gold medal and be the world champion. So I think it is the reason why we're seeing them testing each other.
So Portugal, Hungary and Denmark in exactly the same position they have been. Well, the last portage, previous one, Denmark, were on the left. Same as the last one. Again, I can't see anyone really wanting to break up the group unless there's an incident that makes it easy. Marlo's got a twig across the front of his boat that was really annoying him. That's what he stopped paddling for there.
It could have been the Hungarians' chance to do a bit of an interval and they chose not
But
to.
Boris isn't interested, is he?
No.
He just wants to come out with the other crews. He's backing himself on the last portage and the finish.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's experienced at this level too, and he knows he just needs to sit here until it counts.
He's done that to the Danes again, pushes the Danes back another 1 second. But that's all it takes, isn't it? They're coming through the drinks lane. Portugal first. It would be nice to keep this view actually,
Yeah,
if we can. Portugal in first, Denmark in second, in third rather, Hungary in second, and away they go. No change at all. But all that fluster and bluster, we're back exactly where we were 20 seconds ago. In comes Group 2. Lopez, Vasquez.
Spain, Denmark.
Rodriguez, Aliaga, Cellier, Pelli, Moretti, Rask. Cellier, Pelli coming in for drinks. No, he refused that one.
Just
In the
took
back,
one.
Pelli, he's got enough.
Spain in. Spain in. Denmark
Everyone
in.
away, Hungary in. A little bit iffy for the Hungarians there. But they're away with Lindberg and Nathal also. Through goes Boros at the request of the Portuguese.
It's actually assisted the Danish boats a little bit there with their turn by changing where they did.
And off they all go. Argentina, South Africa, Great Britain and Norway. So Kaffa, no, that's Ratto and Smith and Russell. It's McGregor and Hart.
And the two Bold brothers from Norway.
Yeah, any one of these groups could be a front group on any other day, couldn't it?
Yeah. And they were up there in the start.
So 2/3 of the way through this race now. We haven't seen anything change. Significant moments so far for me are the 2 times that the Portuguese have held off the Danes when it's been a head-to-head. Hungarians haven't got involved in any of that. Here you go, Denmark again. Hungary will drop round the back. Portugal will come up the side. Still a well-mannered group. Boros really keen to avoid conflict, I think.
Yeah, he's done a good job so far.
Italy, Great Britain, and that is the Caffa brothers from Argentina. So it's Enoch and Johnson, Vitor and Ferlijoy, and Caffa and Caffa.
There's a good shot of the chasing groups from our leader group of 3.
We are eating into this race, aren't we? 6 of 8.
Yeah.
An hour and 12 gone. Two-thirds of the way through. Winning time, what, hour and 50?
Yeah, I think the previous years it's been
Hour
about an hour
55.
55, 58, so less than approximately 45 minutes still to go. Depending, but it's 29.2
Well, I think Pedersen in his
kilometers.
K1 yesterday just clipped under the 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true. So this will be faster then.
Should be 5 minutes quicker than that, although they're not just relentless on and on. So be a little, 155. So about 40 minutes or so to go. 10K. It's exactly 10K to go, actually.
Yeah, it's exactly 10 from now, from this bridge.
And a 10K is a walk in the park for any of these guys. Here we go.
Oh, interesting interval.
This is a little bit intentional. Going to cut close to the corner. See how Romano's had to duck in against the side of their boat. We'll just use their boat to take him round. That's all okay. Hungarian's smart. Proper smart.
Yeah, that was a good move from
Yes,
Boris.
sir. Now, I don't know who can remember back to 10 years ago on the final turn, final bottom turn, when Boris went wide coming into the turn and came out first in a move very similar to that. Super smart.
Now they've just pushed Denmark, Pedersen and Knudsen to take up the lead again.
Yeah. Go Spain, Sellier and Pelli, Moretti and Rask, Lindberg and Nathal. Palfler brothers, Cook and Naughton and France, with Vieira and Cattell pushing them to take the lead. Danes still leading at the front. I think you might see the Danes have another push on this left-hand bend coming up. I think there's a little bit of motivation in them to try and stretch this group now. We'll see if we have an upping of the pace on the corner, as Pedersen did in the K1 yesterday.
He's definitely testing the group, but possibly testing Portugal more and more. And Hungary
Portugal
is just,
look very relaxed there.
Yeah, they are. And Hungary is just reading their group and answering back every time.
Hungary haven't got involved in anything. They've just dealt with whatever's happened. Pauflers from Germany, Cook and Naughton from South Africa, and the French with Vieira and Cattell. We're not going to see that top turn.
No, we would have
main
missed.
group.
Yeah, we would have missed that. But no doubt they still all three together. There we go.
Huddles down. The Danes did lead it round that turn, and now they've called it a day. Strange time to give the Portuguese the lead if the Danes want the upstream leg.
Perhaps they're waiting for the turn to change if they can, but now they're on the outside.
Portuguese have got the next leg up again. Strange decision making there, I think, from the Danish crew. They put in a lot of work to try and get the lead coming upstream to the portage, and there they just handed it to the Portuguese.
Perhaps there's a different tactic.
Yeah. Portugal almost certainly will lead from here to the next portage. Hungary will stay on their left, their right as we look at it, and the Danes will have to tuck in the back and arrive last again. But it would be fun to see a big tear up to change that.
Yeah. I think the Portuguese like to be leading in. They feel more confident from what we've seen.
I think it's an assertion of dominance as well. I think this is what we can do. We're doing what we want on every lap. What are you going to do about it? And they've tried twice to do something about it and failed. So that group's settled now until we see them here at the portage.
Less than 3 minutes, and we're going to see the next portage. One more turn. We start to approach the portage area. You can see that turning point. Portuguese K2 is in the lead right now, followed by the Hungarian and then by the Danish K2.
So Portugal get what they wanted without any contest this time.
The Bulgarians in the portage.
Perhaps everyone is just going to sit like this and bide their time for the next portage. It'll be portage number 5.
This one?
It's a good drone footage over there of the chasing group just going around the bottom turn now. That group of 5.
That's quite a long way, isn't it?
Yeah. And as the leaders go under the bridge, it's only a couple hundred meters until they come into the portage area.
Very relaxed now.
Yeah, no challenges.
So there's 100 meters to go marker. Not sure that's official, is it? That's just our thing.
Yeah, we've just called that about 100 meters.
Yeah. We've actually no idea how far it is, but they're not far from the portage.
Give or take, it is about that.
Yeah.
Maybe 150, but I think 100 also.
100's much tidier.
Yeah.
Here we go. Portage number 5. And it's looking very similar to all the others. Again, Boris cuts in behind the Portuguese. Danes going for the drink lane this time. Portuguese running through with the Hungarians. Oh, we just lost our feed for a second there, but back to normal.
Maybe someone tripped on the cord.
Yeah. Away they go, and nothing will have changed. Everyone comfortable.
Group 2 coming in.
2 Spanish crews again, leading Sellier and Pelli, 3rd, Sweden 4th.
And 2nd Danish boat of Moretti and Rask in 5th.
Sweden going through the drinks lane. Palfla's coming in with Cook and Notten, and Vieira and Cattell from France. Yeah, Cattell a little bit scrappy getting out of their boat there. Cook and Notten coming through for a feed. Nicely done.
So that's your group of 3 coming through.
Around the turn, go group 1. And off go the Danes again.
They're often choosing to lead in this exact place every time.
Yeah, they've almost got a pattern around the whole lap now, haven't they? Get a good impression of the speed from that motorboat.
Yeah, that's true. Trying to keep up to get some shots there on the side.
Smith and Russell coming in with Ratto, McGregor, and the Volts.
This is the 4th men's group coming through the portage together now.
So lap 7 of 8. So paddles down in group 2. Again, looking down our highlighted list, we got our 3 leaders. Of our 5 big stripes, we got our 3 leaders, right?
Yeah.
We do big stripes, we do little stripes. Can't share the meaning with you. We'd have to kill you. But one of the big stripes we got that isn't in the front group or even in the second group is the Volts. And they kind of fell back after early incidents. But what you have to understand with those Volts, they both come through major illness to get back in the boat and be here. They both had cancer issues.
And they both went through full chemotherapy treatment. So to have them back on the start line and still racing,
like kind of
it's pretty
amazing.
impressive. Yeah. They could have given it up and said, oh, our health is not good enough, we don't want to do this anymore. And they've also taken a medal recently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So in the last couple of years, they've been right up there in the groups.
And they would be on any other day here today as well. They got, I think this little wriggly bit for them would do them no favours.
No.
Around this turn, the busy first lap, and then the second lap when we saw them stop and maybe get some weed off the rudder or
there was definitely something that threw them off, but they were pushing for that front group in the beginning.
To come through what they've both come through and to be here and be in, even to get the privilege of a full fluorescent stripe is impressive. These fluorescent stripes don't come cheap.
So, they've taken a lot of thought. Previous results.
Our two, they're one of our fluoro stripes that isn't in the shot now, and the other one was Cellier and Pelly, which is kind of an emotional stripe. I think we really enjoyed what they did yesterday.
Yeah, they had a great race yesterday.
Cellier yesterday. Yeah, there they are in this group, to the far right of this group. They were so good yesterday in the K1.
And they were good today as well. They just had an unfortunate incident that caught them off guard.
That portage. But for the portage where they swam, thanks to one of the other boats in this group, they could possibly be up there with the leaders as well.
But they are still really young, and I think the good thing for them at this stage is that we'll see them again quite a few times at this level.
Pauflers, Cook and Naughton and Vieira and Cattell. $6K to go. Hour and a half in, less than half an hour on the clock. Boros leading.
Taking a wide turn over there, which has always been working nicely.
Left. This group, I think, in danger of being closed down gradually by the group with Naughton and Cook. That's an impressive pump on the Spanish boat. It was coming out like a jet wash.
Working very efficiently. That is working efficiently. Could be one of the back pumps, so you don't have to be steering as well.
Again, the Portuguese take the lead at that critical point. This time, though, unless Boros swaps sides, It will be the Danes on the left of the Portuguese, and I think we might see some fireworks if that's the case.
If they do come in like this, it will allow that Danish boat of Pedersen and Klutzen to possibly interval up on the left just before the takeout,
Yeah.
which will put them in a little bit more
Well,
of a favourable position.
They're going to be on the left, all up that right-hand bank anyway, if it stays like that. And then, yeah, maybe a little flare up into the portage, a little bit of a challenge. So I do think, if you at the Euros, Romalo and Pimenta were challenged by the Hungarians on one of the later portages, maybe the second to last one, and some cool was lost in that incident
By the Portuguese.
by the Portuguese. Yeah, there was aggro that actually, you have to be surprised wasn't rewarded with a penalty, to be fair.
I think I actually saw a picture of that.
Right.
At this stage, I think that the challenges Denmark has dealt out already, they haven't given up, but they're possibly just waiting now.
They're the big decisions, aren't they? Do you just wait and hope?
They're not hoping. I think they have a
They're
plan.
backing themselves.
They have a plan, but they just decided that...
Or do you take it on and decide it? And it's so hard.
We'll see what happens on this portage, because I'm not sure they want to take on Portugal again going on the upstream leg. They tried that twice already.
And failed twice.
Yeah. And that's quite tough on both paddlers.
Mentally as well as physically. Yeah.
So
Boros will just happily drop back into that half V behind the Portuguese when they come upstream.
But now, like you said, he's sitting where he wants to be. He always was trying to take out on the right of the Portuguese. And if the Danish just let it be like this, then they could interval just before the portage on the left and actually be in a comfortable place, a more comfortable place.
Down to 5K.
Now the race is getting real.
This is about the time in the race where your mind turns to the finish, not just the now, and starts the planning process.
Yeah, they're going to have to start thinking ahead with only 2 more portages left in this entire race. But you're right about that gap between the 3 boats in the 3rd group. It does look like it's getting smaller.
It's closing. Powerful's doing the chase now. It was the South Africans mainly before.
And then this could be a massive group to get 4th place.
Oh my God. Into the last portage with 9 boats.
Yeah, but to come 4th at the World Championships at this level in the K2 Senior
big.
Men, it's a big result.
Just questioning my maths there, because 5 and 3 is not 9. But I meant well.
Yeah, perhaps everyone else wasn't doing proper math. Lots of energy in the crowd this afternoon.
So let's see that. First group's already round. Here we are. This is the shape that we expected to see all the way from that top turn on the island. It's just whether we have a little tear up before the portage or not.
Chasing group of 3 definitely making some ground on the chasing group of 2, but still a little bit of a gap there. Still no changes as they paddle up towards their 6th portage.
Well, Boros has moved up on the inside slightly. Don't know whether I don't think Romalo will care, but I do think they'll shut him out just before the end.
I think he'll interval into that.
I think just
portage.
turn right early and squeeze him off on that last corner here. There. Just make him drop back. But he hasn't. He's left room.
Yeah.
So they're all out together.
Smooth takeout from all three
everyone.
crews.
Yeah. Pimenta still showboating, still feeling confident.
Everyone giving everyone enough space there too.
Will Boros hold off? No. So he doesn't want any part of any conflict.
Actually wanted to come in on the
Yeah.
inside there.
Romalo doesn't think this is the last turn, does he? No.
Hopefully not.
No, they're going straight past. That's all right. But the next one is the last turn.
Yes. One more big lap.
Through come the Hungarians, Portuguese going slow. That's why they've moved out, to offer someone else that lead. Spain, Hungary, Spain, Sweden, and Denmark. Yeah, totally ineffective feeding from the Spaniards there. I don't think either of them got anything.
Possibly the paddler at the back only, but the front paddler missed what he wanted. Quite a few boats putting in.
Oh, that was close.
Group 3 putting in now. Right, almost
Right
on
there,
their tail.
with the Swedes who were on the group in front. Oh no!
Oh dear.
He just rolled out the other side. He got in, never quite got it settled down,
And now it's
and
way
just
too deep.
rolled out.
This is what fatigue does. Fatigue does at this part of the race.
Who's that? Is that the French?
Yeah, that's
think
a
it is.
French boat. Boat 221.
That was just all in slow motion. Nothing had gone
Yeah.
wrong. He just lost his coordination. And just
Vilela and
fell in.
Patel. It's not a bit unfortunate
Oh.
for them at this stage, as they have been racing well and they possibly were still.
We're just going to get back in contact with that group in front. Hungary pressing on now. Portugal looking increasingly comfortable, I have to say.
Yeah. A little bit of a replay there of the French boat.
So he gets in, all good, and then just rolls out the other side.
But he actually
It's-
tapped his foot on the right twice because he hadn't quite found
Got
his
it over.
stability.
Okay. Here we go. Maybe get a better view of it. Left foot in,
Twice.
2 scoots.
Yeah.
Gets his foot into the boat, but his weight was forward, and he went straight over the top. Danes emptying their boat. You see the water being pumped out either side there. Here we go. 3K to go. Down to the bottom, round the island, up over the portage, and that tiny last lap to the finish. Whoa. It's tense. Pimenta not wanting to do it just yet. Danes will have to drop round the back.
Looks like the groups at the back have also made a few changes after some of those portages. It's definitely not such a big group anymore with
So Cellier and Pelly, 4th, with the Spaniards. They've only got to do one lap on their own to get 4th place, and I think they'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I also think so. And they're pressing ahead now too. You can see the little bit more urgency now that they've broken the group up. And it's only the Danish crew of Moretti and Rask at the back who are almost doing the same thing. But they will get caught by...
They're going to get caught by the Swedes, South Africans and Germans, that back group, that back pair. But these two are away and clear, I think.
Yeah, I also think so. They're looking to the Spanish to help and they're changing over. So that was a smooth change over there. If they work together like this...
And the swap of sides. Now, swap of sides can be if you've got a lean.
Yeah, so
you want to...
prefer
one
sitting on the
side
one
is always
side.
better than the other, so it could be a sign they're not too comfortable. There's no real reason why you'd swap sides there and now.
Yeah, because at the bottom from here, I'd rather be on the inside than the outside.
So they might have a lean that only works when they're wash hanging on the left side. You think maybe that leans are for amateurs, but that isn't the case. It happens right through your career. You try and manage it. Here we go. Right there, I think, might be the final change at takeover. I think Romalo and Pimenta are now going to lead for the rest of the way.
They're strong enough too, and we know that Hungary possibly won't be pushing the pace again. They're happy to just sit.
Hungary are going to wait till that final up and round. Danes made a pig's ear of that turn and have got a bit of work to do.
But no doubt they'll get back within contact.
When they do hard work, it does look like hard work, doesn't it? The others, when they're doing hard work, it still looks quite smooth and lovely. But when the Danes do hard work, it looks pretty brutal. Sellier and Pelly are definitely thinking 4th place here.
Yeah, they've got some urgency now after that put in, making a small break.
Yeah, the position on paper looks the same as if they were with that front group as well.
Yes.
And came 4th, which you feel they could have been, but for that incident. Interestingly, the boat that's with them
is the one that
knocked them in. So it'll be they'd be a bit miffed, I think, if that Spanish crew beat them at the end after what's happened on this race.
Except now they're all working together, so they've almost blocked it out of their head. This is the race at the moment.
You saw
bit of a change there.
Change of side from Boros, who's coming up their left side, going up to the turns. He wants to be on their left side, coming up to the portage. So that's his move for the portage. Oh no, I thought he'd lost his paddles.
Yeah. Group of 5 now.
So Boros has recognised that Romalo and Pimenta intend to lead all the way to the portage, and they've already made their move to their left side. Some 3K to go, and that's the kind of thought process they have. That's how far ahead they think. Danes are trapped in the back there. Unless they do something spectacular, they're going to arrive at the portage in 3rd place. I'm really interested to see what Boros has got planned for that last little bit, because they've done nothing.
Yeah.
They've entered into none of the posturing, none of the battles.
But we know Boris is smart when it comes to this kind of racing and marathons.
Yeah.
He is thinking, he does make decisions that work out well.
Pimenta, this is like plan A, falling into shape for him. There's 2 Pimenta and Romalo in one shot. What's gone on there?
Those orange caps have got a doppelganger at the back of the race. That would be the Bulgarian crew of Hindelov and Karakalev. They also had bright orange caps on, but did make us look twice.
Oh, unbelievable. So settled. Romalo really happy with this, because he doesn't sense any intent at all from Boros to take this lead off him before the bottom turn. And he's got so much time if the Danes decide they want to do it. So this is total relaxation now for 2 out of the 3 crews. It's mild frustration for the Danes because they're impotent there. They can't do anything to change this.
And they often do like paddling a little bit harder to feel like they're in control.
I think so. Pedersen's uncomfortable with easy paddling.
Yeah.
It's not his default setting. Sellier and Pelly nailing down their 4th place as best they can. They're definitely not going to be challenged by any groups behind them, so it's just them versus Spain for 4th. This is getting super interesting. There's still a bun fight to be had in this group. Couldn't really say where the balance of power lies there. Spanish have done a lot of the leading though.
The Danish have been there the whole time. It's just the other boats that have now caught back up. So
Cook and Naughton are coming out of the turn, trying to overtake the Spanish and get that right-hand bank.
yeah, perhaps they're also thinking a little bit ahead.
That's what I would be thinking if I was them. Romalo just, and Pimenta. Pimenta just is resting. If they get out of that last portage first, there is no overtaking that boat.
Yeah, Pimenta definitely,
Well,
the way he's
I
paddling.
said that 10 years ago about McGregor and Mocha, but surely you can't be wrong twice
We'll wait and see. The excitement
in one decade.
is still going to hit us. We could call predictions for this, but until they cross the line.
You're so careful. I'm putting it out there. It would be nice to see that front group as they go around the bottom turn, but we're not going to, are we? They must be going round about now, mustn't they?
Yeah, so these are the leaders here coming out of the
Oh, they
island.
are the leaders. It is, yeah, sorry. It was that 4th boat, confused me again.
Yeah, that's definitely the Portuguese coming out of the island first.
So,
Hungary on the inside.
see if the Danes can do anything to stop them being 3rd to arrive at that portage. I don't think they've got what it takes to do that. I don't know where you'd even try at this point.
Portugal didn't really shut anyone off though in any of their takeouts.
No, they haven't, but just being half a length ahead at the put in is
an
enough for them.
advantage, yeah.
They don't need to be away, they just need to be ahead.
There's your 4th and 5th though, Spain and Hungary.
So yeah, look, unchallenged, nothing. This just is falling for Pimenta. Every stroke they get closer to that portage without an effort, this race falls for Pimenta. But I'm fascinated by Boros, absolutely fascinated. I don't believe he's settling for 2nd.
I also don't think so. I think I agree with you there, but this last portage is his plan. And he'll see what he can do there and then give it his best shot, like he's done
You can see how slow it is. Those Bulgarians are just mixing it with them, having been lapped. I think that last 100 metres, you'll see an upturn in the speed from the Portuguese. It's Boros for me. It's just fascinating. He's done nothing with intent to win yet, and now it all has to happen between here and the finish.
He's just played the
game.
game.
Yeah, you know he's got something.
I guess in a way he's also saved his partner because he knows that he's going to get the power from the back without burning. He hasn't burnt him too many times with intervals.
But this soft period, which has been 5 minutes now, just refuels Pimenta.
Yeah, it refuels him
Pimenta just
for sure.
confidence gets greater and greater with every stroke he doesn't have to try on.
Yeah, because we know he's looked very relaxed for a long time now at the back of that boat. So he is waiting to put the hammer down. He has the power, he has the
He's
speed.
just got to be the eyes in the back of that boat. He has to, if anything happens, he has to be the one that sees it first. Got to see it early. And to gain half a length on a boat of that power is going to be so hard. Just watching Boros so closely. There's Romalo's wife on the corner there,
Yeah, she's always on
She's
the back of
always
every
there,
race.
always. See the speed pick up just a little now. Here we go.
Yeah, Pedersen's definitely putting in a
Yeah.
little bit more effort with Knudsen from Denmark.
This is the 100 meters to the portage. Boros matching them pound for pound at the moment. Speed's gone up. It's not out of control by any stretch. That's very controlled acceleration. Boros cuts off the Danes. And out they get. This is Portugal's to lose at this stage. Hungary, are they going to do some magic put in?
They're going
They're
to go
running
in
long.
long.
They are running long. This is the plan. This is the plan. Come on. But can they do it? Can they be ahead? There it is. Pimenta's not having it, but nor is Boros. If the Portuguese get ahead here, they win. But that was the magic from Boros. He gave it everything. That was absolutely, that was his banker for the win. Now he's going to have to play for second. Amazing though.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Amazing.
We knew that there was something in the bag. There's going to be some more intervals coming in here as they
Amazing.
straighten
I
up
love
their
that.
boats. This is it. As they straighten up.
You can't overtake Pimenta in the last 200 meters. That can't be done. Boros has to hang back now and do the last 20 meters because the Danes are going to be rolling forwards already. You've got to wait for the momentum of the Danes to end before you go. And this is all about timing now. No one's going to take the win except the Portuguese, but it's the timing for that second place.
This is a race for silver and bronze. Hungary and
Boros
Denmark.
is hanging way back. Boros is hanging way back. He's going to try and run down that wave at the last minute, but I don't think he's got it.
No, I think that this is
They've
going to be the
lost it.
Danes.
Backman is paddling too hard. It's going to be Denmark.
Yeah, good effort. There's your champions. Portugal from Denmark, from Hungary.
Brilliant.
What a race.
Brilliant. I know they came third, but what a race from Boros and Selye.
Yeah, that was an amazing tactical
Boros and
plan.
Erdely, sorry, not Selye, sorry Erdely.
They gave it their all.
That was their roll of the dice, and it was done extremely well.
They knew they had to do that. Danes were just a little bit stronger in the end. That was an incredible race. Knudsen looks like he's
glad it stopped. Could someone stop winding my arms around that fast, please?
But he put in a good effort there. Great combination. These are going to be your fourth boats.
Where's the
cruise.
Hungarians?
Yeah, not really sure what happened there. Something on the portage we didn't see.
Right.
But that's Spain coming in fourth place. Aliga and Rodriguez, with Hungary coming in fifth. Selye and Pelly.
Then it's Cook and Clinton. Cook and
Naughton.
sort me out.
South Africa's Cook and
Cook and
Naughton
Naughton.
coming in with a Spanish boat on their wash. So they're going to end up 6th and 7th.
6th and 7th. Then Moretti and Rask.
Lindberg and Nathal from Sweden.
Then the Swedes. A long way back now to the Germans with the Pauflers.
All three of those crews looking really happy though. That was a proper race.
That was a good race.
They all tested each other.
Yeah.
That's your silver medalists, Knudsen and Pedersen. Lots of stories to talk about after this race.
I mean, that's worth watching back if you're a learner or you're intending to race at this level, just to watch the motivations through the race. The Danes wanted to grind it on. They wanted to get ahead, but they couldn't do it. The Portuguese knew that if they were ahead at the last bit, they were untouchable. And the Hungarians knew they didn't have the power, the firepower to match any of them, but they had one roll of the dice.
Yeah. Some good shots of camaraderie with all of these guys, but they're your champions from Portugal, Romalo and Pimenta, for another year in the K2 senior men.
2 golds in the last 2 races from Portugal. This one slightly more eventful than the C2. Danes, of course, both raced K1 during the weekend. One yesterday, one. Well, they're 2 golds, isn't it, for the Danes in K1s?
Under 23 and senior.
Yeah. Pimenta, just a short course, and this Romalo pulled out early yesterday in the long course to save himself for this. Once it was obvious the medals were out of reach in the K1. Hey, there's the world's #1 photographer in shot there.
Right there in the action.
The most loved photographer at the venue. Caroline Cooper, all the way from Australia, thanks to some extreme generosity from Jeremy Candy.
And that was definitely an exciting finish to the 2025 ICF Canoe Marathon World Championships. Those are your 2 Hungarian boats coming in 3rd and 5th.
5th, yeah. It was a shame they weren't 3rd and 4th. I thought that, you know, Celia and Pelli, having raced yesterday, deserved 4th. A tear up coming in now for the finish between Great Britain and South Africa. That's going to be super tight.
Yeah, that's almost a photo finish there.
I think it's the British boat just overhauled the South Africans at the end.
So still some good racing as the boats come through to round up the top 15. That was placed 12th and 13th. With Argentina coming through with Norway to round up the top 15.
Yeah, we want to for the comments for give our best for the best show possible. And the way I think we want have with the guidance, they fight for the title of the home. I know it's very special this time.
So the lightweight Hungarian commentators have left the tent already. Their day's over.
Their boats are
Their
in.
boats are finished. They don't care about the other ones.
We now have the Italians, and the second Argentina cruise just came in front of us.
16 and 17. It's a little wait now. Some really generous words there from Romalo of Portugal, thanking the crowd for the noise volumes and the enthusiasm. Said he couldn't hear a thing running through the last portage.
Not sure if we even heard the final countdown.
No, I don't think we did, thank God. Here's your short, sharp rerun of the day. Interesting to see where the eventual winners and medalists are in the early stages. They're always there or thereabouts.
that was them racing in the front. 2 white boats,
Yeah.
1 red boat.
And it was that first portage, wasn't it, that split the group. You have to feel for Cellier and Pelly at that first portage where they got pushed in, because they could have been with that front group.
Most definitely. They were already in their boats and they were ready to move
Yeah.
away.
But while we were talking, Dekker and Talind finished in 18th place from the Netherlands.
Always some great replays of the highlights, and this is the last portage where the Hungarians ran long. Portuguese were actually in their boats already and the Hungarians were still running.
And that was the battle. Had the Hungarians won that,
Yeah,
things could have been different, but the power in that Portuguese K2, just too great for them.
but they had to do it, and that made it
And
really
it was
exciting.
the roll of the dice from Boros. He gave it everything there. There's nothing left at the end,
Yeah.
and third place for them. Enoch and Johnson across the line while we watch that little clip. That's 19th.
Az általán mindegy, hogy negyedik vagy ötödik vagy nem tudom, hogy úgy rajta versenyeztek. Annak ellenére, hogy az alán szerintem a hétvégén az esküvő versenyt is próbálta megnyerni itt a minden más mellett. De úgy gondolom, hogy a Bruno-val döntetlenre jöttek ki. Ez egyesik, de most van.
Australia just coming through the portage. With Young and Johnson. Sorry about your wrong information on the last one. The last Australian crew through with Gates and Harrington. Young and Johnson have just come through, and there's one more boat out there. The Hindulov and Karakolev from Bulgaria yet to come through the portage. They're quite a long way away still, 5K away.
Yeah, that would be
We might-
Ukraine crossing the finish line now.
Oh, nicely done. Didn't even see that.
So they rounding up 20th, so top 20 as the Australian boat comes in just behind them. Harrington and Gates, 21. One more boat
They're
in
done.
shot. For what we can see, it's been a great 4 days of racing.
We might wrap up after the Australian crew come in.
It's turning into a perfect afternoon here in Gyor,
Well,
Hungary,
we
to
got a bit-
finish off the regatta.
Bit of chatting time, haven't we? And it's been a brilliant weekend. It's been the biggest entry in terms of countries ever. There's been some high quality racing, some very different styles of racing. Some people have gone from the front, other people have waited till the finish. They're the options. You know, there's a million options, and I think that's the beauty of marathon racing. Every race is different, and sometimes, although it seems fairly processional, the thought processes that are going on through that and the slow periods, there's just as much stress in those as there is in the fast periods. Sometimes you're trying to work out the game that's presented to you. It's like a video game in reality. You just play what comes up. You have to collect fuel when you can. You have to spend your fuel when it's efficient to do so. Overspend and you're in trouble. Don't do your collecting and you're in trouble. And you just have to measure that out around the course. Australians coming in now.
In place 22 in the K2 senior men's race.
Young and Johnson.
See some replays again.
Replays of the replays.
Yeah, replays of the replays. But that concludes the 2025 ICF Canoe Marathon World Championships here in Gyor, Hungary.
Maybe we'll see you in Argentina this time next year. Until then, from Bridget and myself, thanks Bridget for the company all weekend and the input.
Thanks, Ivan. It's really
Brilliant.
been good.
And we will see you later. Thank you.